And myself,
Yeah,
Krishna.
Krishna, sorry to interrupt you, Krishna. Can someone mute here? I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
of disturbance and all.
right,
Please
right.
mute everyone, and then when they raise the hand, you can unmute.
That's right, Ashish. Yeah. All the participants and attendees, can you please mute yourself? If you have any questions, unmute and ask me so that it's comfortable for everyone.
Sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, yes, yeah. Thanks everyone immediately for your response. Yeah. Myself, Krishna, I'm having 10 years experience into ERP industry, and that is into Oracle applications, EBS, and then Fusion applications. And I'm coming to my professional experience. Right now, I'm working for a company in Hyderabad, and I worked on implementation, supports, rollout, and upgrade projects in EBS. And in Fusion, I worked on 2 implementations, and I'm supporting those 2 clients now. Right now, I'm doing the support on Fusion. And coming to my training experience, I'm into the training industry from the past 5 years, and I completed 50 batches in EBS, and I think this is my 15th or 16th batch in Fusion applications. I'm not able to remember the exact number. This is going to be 15th or 16th. I started Fusion training from release 9 version onwards, and in I think in 2015 ending and the last quarter, I started taking the sessions for Fusion applications. Initially, I started taking sessions for only procurement modules from R9. Now I'm also taking care of order management also in the latest release in this in the latest trainings which I'm taking now. Okay, and I have knowledge into in EBS. I have knowledge into supply chain management, discrete manufacturing, process manufacturing, and I would say from the planning side also, MRP and AICP side also, I worked on a short project for 8 months time. I'm not that much really confident on planning, but and still I'm aware of the planning modules as well. I worked for a short-term project for an 8 months time. Okay, and in Fusion applications, procurement suite, complete procurement suite I'm aware of. I've done the implementation and as well as inventory and order management. Okay, and right now I'm looking to improve my skill set on the discrete manufacturing side also in the Fusion applications. Okay, and that is about myself. And I would like to know about all of you quickly. Your name and then your experience. You're a functional or a technical, and what are the modules that you are having an experience, whether you're having an ERP background or you're from EBS or you're from any other JD Edwards ERP application. I wanted to know, because based on that I can take the next slides, and I'll come to know whether which slide or which concept I should more stress before I start the demo. Okay, we can complete the introduction very quickly. Okay.
Krishna, my name is Ashish. I'm a functional consultant from EBS R12 version.
And let's start with the demo. And if you have any questions in the middle, you can stop me by yourself. 1 second, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, I will just start the slideshow. And basically, this is the agenda for this demo. And what is innovation for Fusion? And when you talk about Fusion, it's a cloud solution. And what is the difference between on-premise versus cloud? And what are the Fusion environment releases are there? And we'll also talk about what is SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, and what is SaaS cloud offerings by Oracle, and what Oracle is offering in the Fusion SCM cloud. That also I'll cover. And what are the modules that cover in this training also I'll explain you. And what are the benefits that the client will get once they implement a ERP solution, cloud solution. And why you have to choose our institute only, nothing but tech leads, and why not other institutes. Okay, we'll just go through this agenda in the next coming slides. And first of all, this is the foundation or an innovation for Fusion. And basically, there are many ERP applications are there in the market, and Oracle Oracle e-business suite is one of the ERP application. And if you talk about the other ERP applications, PeopleSoft, which is famous for HRMS, very famous for HRMS, and JD Edwards is famous for procurement and financials, and Siebel CRM is famous for CRM application, and Hyperion anyway is famous for reporting, and our EBS is stronger in financials. Okay, and Oracle, if you look at the Oracle acquisitions in the recent past and in the throwback, and if you take Oracle has acquired PeopleSoft and JD Edwards and Siebel CRM, and all these three, it's actually acquired. Oracle has acquired, but even though it acquired Oracle, but still, if the clients are looking for PeopleSoft, they're selling PeopleSoft. They're selling because if you take Oracle HRMS, most of the clients are actually trusting on the PeopleSoft HRMS instead of Oracle HRMS. Even though Oracle has brought PeopleSoft, but still it is selling PeopleSoft product as an individual entity only, and JD Edwards and Siebel CRM also as a selling as an individual entity. Okay, and that's why can't I build best of all these data models into one single ERP solution, that is actually the foundation or an innovation for the ERP, Fusion ERP, which is into the market. Okay, and also cloud solution, Look at here. Suppose if the company is, let's take a realistic example of my website. Okay, our website is TechLeads IT. Okay, let's take we are purchasing a space from GoDaddy. We are purchasing a space from GoDaddy. Nothing but I'm not maintaining any server. I'm not maintaining any server on my website. Okay, I don't have any server. That means it's not an on-premise, it's a cloud. That means I have bought a space from the GoDaddy. So my data is in the cloud. It's not available within my environment. Okay, and especially for a kind of startup companies, it's very difficult to buy the infrastructure for the startup companies. It's very difficult to buy the infrastructure. Now, suppose let's take my example. I'm just paying some amount and I'm taking the services from the GoDaddy. Otherwise, I have to purchase a system. Nothing but I have to purchase the hardware. I have to maintain backup, and then I have to maintain admin team also to take care of that server, which is initially very tough for me to spend. That's why I have taken services from the GoDaddy with the subscription model. I'm just paying some amount to the GoDaddy on a yearly basis. Okay, and that is what I'm talking about, on-premise and then cloud. I would say some of the on-premise is having some advantages and disadvantages, whereas cloud is having some advantages and disadvantages. I'm not saying that only cloud is really good and on-premise is really good. Each and everything is having their own advantages and disadvantages. It's a perception of the client, and it's a strategy of the client whether to go for on-premise solution or cloud solution. Okay, the difference between on-premise and cloud is on-premise means the server is with you. You should maintain your hardware, your DBS, your network configuration, your firewall configuration, and power backup configuration. Everything you should take care of it. Okay, in case of on-premise, your server is with you. Your transactional data and your business data, everything is in that server, and the server is within your network firewall. That is nothing but on-premise. Okay, when you talk about the cloud, the cloud is nothing but we are just taking the space from the third-party vendors. Either it can be we have coming to the cloud space. We have Google Cloud and Amazon, Microsoft Azure, and Oracle is also there. Okay, and anyway, we are ERP consultants, right? We are into ERP. Obviously, we should take the cloud space from Oracle only. Okay, but when you talk about the cloud, these are the pioneer cloud competitors right now: Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud, and then Microsoft Azure, and then Oracle also. Okay. And coming to the, let me tell you the way that we do this on-premise and cloud in our projects. Okay. And in case of on-premise, what we do is, if you have any issue, we'll just email to the DBA team. If you wanted to clone the server, or if you wanted to bounce the server, or anything you wanted to move any file or anything, that will just email to the DBA team as of now in on-premise. Okay, but in case of cloud, okay, we don't maintain the server, right? The server is with the Oracle, so we no need to maintain a DBA team within our premises. Within our project, okay, and everything will be taken care by Oracle, and we are going to create an Oracle SR. We are going to create an Oracle SR if you have anything related to the DBA activity. If you have anything related to the DBA activity, you need a clone, or you need a refresh, or you need the upgrade to be rescheduled. Okay, it's actually force upgrade. Let me tell you that in the next slide. I'll tell you in the next slide. If you wanted to move some file in the into the server, then you have to create Oracle SR. The point of contact to the Oracle is Oracle SR itself. Okay. Any questions in this slide? Okay. And then these are the releases in the Fusion. Okay. And every release is starting with the 11 only. Every release is starting with the 11, and we should look at the third digit. We should look at the third digit. The third digit is really meant by the version. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I don't have a screenshot for 12. Okay. There is one more version called 11.1.12. And the current latest version in the market is R13, release 13. Release 13. What is meant by this 17B? I'll talk now. Okay, this 17B is nothing but Oracle has considered year into 4 quarters. Okay, the first quarter is called as a A, and second quarter is called as a B, and third quarter is C, and fourth quarter is D. Okay, the B is nothing but this is a release from the second quarter 2017. Okay, the 7 is nothing but 2017. It's a B, nothing but the second quarter. 17 second quarter release. This is the latest in the market. Okay, suppose if we are in 2080, right? Oracle may come up with 18A because 2018 A is nothing but the first quarter. Okay, and this kind of classification, it is started from the R13 only. In case of R11, nothing but release 11, release 10, release 9, and release 12 also, we don't have this kind of classification like update 17B, update 17C. We don't have this classification. This classification is started from R13 only. R13 only. You can say these are the subversions in Fusion applications. Subversions. Let's take, if you talk about Oracle EBS R12, 12.2, 12.1. The 1 and 2 is nothing but the subversions. In the same way, the 17B or 17A, we can talk about the subversions of the application. Okay. And in each and every release, Oracle has concentrated couple of modules. Nothing but initially it is concentrated HCM modules. Initially it has developed HCM modules in the first starting releases, and later it made available financials and procurement suite. Nothing but P2P track, complete P2P track. It made available from the R9 onwards. From the R9. Okay. In R9 we have financials and we have procurement. Nothing but P2P track completely available in R9. Okay. Whereas in case of R12, I don't have a screenshot for that. In case of R12, from R11 and R12 onwards, O2C track and P2P track completely available in the latest releases. Okay. And a complete O2C, in R9, we can only do simple standard sales order, but we cannot do other kind of sales order like dropship and back-to-back, which is not available in the R9. Okay, but complete order management is available in the from R12 version, R12 and then R13. Okay, and if you closely observe, normally we are in the 21st generation. But if you take Oracle generations, Oracle right now, all the Oracle products are in the 12th generation. All the Oracle products. Suppose if you take Oracle database or Oracle ERP application, or any Oracle reporting products, everything is in the R12. Nothing but as per Oracle, we are in the 12th generation and we are moving to the 13th generation. Slowly, all the products will be moved to the 13th generation. Okay, and Fusion has already moved to the 13th generation. Now, maybe EBS also, maybe database also will come to the 13th generation slowly. Okay, and that is the generations about Oracle. Okay, any questions in this slide? Okay, and till R11 we should look at the third digit, which is nothing but the version. But from R12 onwards, the second digit will become the version. Nothing but from R12 onwards, we can see the version as 11.12.00, 11.12.000, and then R13 11.13.00. Like that, it will display. The second digit becomes the version. Okay. Any questions, team? Okay. And if you take the offerings, if you look at the offerings, these are the cloud SaaS offerings. So what is the terminology called SaaS? What is the terminology called SaaS? Okay, for better understanding, let me tell you a simple example. In the olden days, we call front layer, we call middle layer, and we call database layer. Those three in latest world that is called as SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. Nothing but all the applications comes into the SaaS. All the applications. Okay, software as a service, all the software applications, and platform as a service. Whatever the tools that we are going to use to connect between the SaaS application to IaaS, either to connect or integrate or extract any data from the front end to the back end. That is nothing but the middle tier, which is called as a PaaS, platform as a service. Just for better understanding, I'm using simple definitions. Okay, platform as a service. IaaS is nothing but infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. Okay, Oracle is actually concentrates all these three platforms in Fusion applications. All these three platforms. Okay, Oracle is into SaaS, Oracle is into PaaS, and so Oracle is into IaaS. Oracle is into IaaS, infrastructure as a service, because we are buying the cloud space from the Oracle. That is nothing but infrastructure as a service. All these three Oracle has concentrated. Okay, and if you take SaaS offerings, this is financial management, nothing but financial modules. Financial modules is same, nothing changed. General ledger, AP, AR, cash management, fixed assets, and HRMS is called as human capital management. HRMS is called as human capital management. Core HR, payroll, compensation management, talent management, everything is available in the SCM. And I'll talk about supply chain and procurement after this PPM and CRM explanation. Okay, and in EBS we call project accounting, and in Fusion applications we call PPM, project portfolio management, project costing, project building, project control, everything it will come under the portfolio management, project portfolio management, PPM. This is called EBS R12 project accounting in EBS. Okay, and this is CRM. It's same. CRM is same. CRM, customer relationship management, and then the GRC, government risk and compliance. Government risk and compliance. Okay. Suppose if you talk about more supply chain management and procurement, as I said in the previous slide, normally procurement should be in the supply chain management only. It should not be separated. It should not be separated, because in EBS, if you talk about supply chain management, inventory, order management, and purchasing, that means purchasing is coming in the supply chain management only. But why this is separated in Fusion applications? Why it is separated? The procurement suite is separated from the supply chain management because order management is not available completely in the R9 release. In the R9 release, Oracle has concentrated to develop to provide complete P2P track. That's why financials and then procurement they made available in the R9 release itself. That's why there is a need for procurement to be, purchasing to be separated from the supply chain management. Okay, but if you talk about the openings in the market, if you see the openings, you'll get a requirement like we are looking for Fusion SCM consultant. That means they are looking for inventory, order management, and purchasing only. Even though if you go for an interview, if you are taking an interview on supply chain management on Fusion application, that means they'll ask you questions on inventory, order management, and purchasing. They'll ask you questions on the purchasing also. Okay, but if you take the cloud offering, the purchasing is not available here. But in the market, how we are actually recognizing supply chain management in EBS in the same way Fusion applications also we are recognizing in the same way in Fusion applications also. Okay. And even if the clients are looking for the modules to be implemented in supply chain management, their intention is inventory, order management, and purchasing. It's not that they want to implement everything in the supply chain management. Like if you see in the supply chain management, you have asset management, EM, enterprise asset management. It's not that they want to implement asset management. If they are looking for SCM to be implemented, they wanted to implement inventory, order management, and purchasing. That's it. Okay, but only this difference we'll see in the offerings by the Oracle. That's it. But outside world, we are using the same terminology like in EBS, supply chain management. Okay, and let me talk about what is there in procurement and supply chain management. In the procurement, this is nothing but core purchasing. And this is nothing but self-service procurement, which is called as iProcurement in EBS. And supplier portal is nothing but iSupplier in EBS. and then sourcing module, which is used to create RFQs, nothing but which is used to invite the suppliers to participate in the bidding process, the sourcing module. And then procurement contracts, we can actually create a contracts between us and the suppliers, and that contract terms and contract templates we can use while we are having a contract with the supplier. Okay, and this is in the procurement suite. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modules are there in the procurement suite: purchasing, self-service procurement, sourcing, procurement contracts, and supplier portal. Okay, this is nothing but iSupplier, and this is nothing but iProcurement. Okay, and in the supply chain management, order management is available, which is called as I should not say that it is called as a distributor order orchestration. Distributor order orchestration is a part of order management cloud. Okay. So here in supply chain management, we have order management and as well as distributor order orchestration, and then cost management, and we have shipping and then receiving everything, and then GOP, global order processing, and then in EAM, enterprise asset management, and then product management, These are available in the supply chain management. Okay. In supply chain management, sir, you can ask me, sir, I don't see inventory here. You can ask me why I don't see inventory here. Okay, inventory, it is there in the supply chain management only, but it's not visible here. I would say I cannot compare product management with the inventory, because in the product management we only create items. We don't do any transactions in the product management. The product management, like, see an example, in EBS we create items in the inventory, and also we do transactions in the inventory only, right? But in Fusion applications, we don't create items in the inventory. We create items in the product management. And we do the transactions in the inventory. The transactions like subunit transfer, intro transfer, movement request, and consign transactions. Everything we do it from the inventory only. Cycle counting, physical count.
Krishna, sorry to interrupt you. Krishna, where does FSM come here? Overall FSM comes here, or from the you? How do you do? See, when you do now, you're talking about product management, creating an item from FSM. You actually do that. So in this slide, where does FSM come here?
FSM is actually common. It's not going to come under any offering here, financials or HCM, because FSM is required for every offering. Because from the functional setup manager only, we are going to create a project and we select the offerings. Okay, it is common to all these offerings. It's not going to come under any of this.
Thank you.
It's not actually a module. It's a kind of what I would say. It's a kind of I'm not able to find exact word. It's nothing but from the functional setup management, we start creating the project and doing our setups related to these offerings. Okay, from the section functional setup management, we create a project. From the function, either it can be financial project or it can be, it's not that client has to implement all the modules. The client may go for only HCM or financials. Okay, whatever the offerings that the client has got the license, that project should be created from the functional setup manager, and then we have to do the configuration from the functional setup manager project. Okay, I think that I can explain more in detail in the application.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna. Yeah.
Any questions from any others?
Yeah, Krishna, so as you said that in project management, we only create an item, right?
Product management, yes, right.
Product management. So all the item, item creation and assignment and all those things will take care by this product management, right?
Yes. Item categories, so cross relation.
Item categories, cost updates and cost types, everything.
Anything related to item setup, we do it from the product management.
And where the actual transaction will exist then?
Inventory.
So that is a separate module in this, or
it comes under the supply chain management only, but which is not displayed here physically, but underlying module it is inventory.
Okay. Thank you.
So nothing but if you take procurement, you should get inventory to receive the material, right? And if you take order management, you need inventory to ship the material, to pick and ship. Okay, it's an underlying module, I would say. Physically, it won't appear, but it's required for P2P track or O2C track.
Okay, Krishna, one more question. See, like what we would do, we to take GRN activities and all those things, like move order, whatever. Everything is take care in one separate responsibility, inventory responsibility.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
And we don't have a
Yes.
responsibility concept here. We have a role concept here, role.
Okay.
And if
Okay.
if the user is having warehouse operator role, there is a role called warehouse operator. If the user is having warehouse
Okay.
operator role, then user can perform inventory transactions.
Okay. Got it.
Krishna, one more question here. Listen here. Uh, does this product management has to be licensed separately, or it comes as a part of this supply chain management?
It's not required to have a license for product management. Suppose let's take in EBS. Suppose if you are having a license for SCM, let's take,
Mm-hmm.
in purchasing, we create employees right for our approved hierarchies. We create employees either you can create from purchasing, you can create from HRMS also. Okay, it's not that you have to take the license for HRMS, but still you can create an employees in the HRMS. Nothing but whatever the minimum functionality required, that is available, that we can use from that module. Okay, if you take only procurement, sir, but still you have limited access to the product management to create the items.
Okay.
Nothing but the limited access.
Like yeah, like GOP, it has to be separate subscription, I guess. So GOP doesn't come as a part of this suite, SCM suite, right?
It comes
It
you.
has to be.
It is there in the SCM suite. It comes under the SCM suite only. Global order promising.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
What I'm trying to say is not only this one, whatever the minimum functionalities that is required that we can access from the product management. Okay, let's take an example. Let's take customer creation. Customer creation in EBS, we can create customer from order management. We can create customer from receivables also, from account receivables, AR. Okay, but in Fusion applications, we create customer only from the AR, account receivables. We cannot create from the order management. We can create from only AR. Okay, that means we have to take the license for AR. It's not that we have to take the license for AR. The minimum functionality, required functionality for the other modules, we can always access from the application. Okay.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
These are the modules. As I said, these are the modules that I'm going to cover in this training: inventory, order management, and complete procurement. What I'm going to cover: nothing but purchasing, self-service procurement, supplier portal, sourcing, and procurement contracts. Okay. Let me tell you my training approach. I will not touch the existing configurations. I'm going to create our own project, and we are going to do all the configurations from the inventory, order management, and from the other modules also. On top of our own configurations, I'm going to show you the business transactions. Okay. Let's take, if you take order management, I'll do order management configurations by creating our own project. And once all the configurations are completed, then I'm going to show you the transactions on top of our configurations, not in the existing configurations. Okay, nothing but the kind of transactions that I'll show you from order management is standard sales order, drop ship, back to back, RMA sales order, these kind of transaction cycles that I'm going to show you from the order management. Okay, and in the procurement also, I'll cover from the requisition creation to receiving, and in the middle we have a bidding process, right? We actually send an invitation to the supplier to send a quotation to our bid, our RFQ, and I'll show you supplier portal how the supplier is going to react on the proposals that we requested, and how supplier is going to acknowledge, and how supplier is going to create a ASN document, and how we receive the PO receive a PO using ASN number also. All these kind of transactions I'm going to cover under the procurement suite on top of our configurations. Okay. And
Krishna, sorry to interrupt. So will you cover along apart from this, will you cover this APAR GL modules also?
no, that comes under financial.
No, but see, we have a transaction like in P2P cycle and O2C cycle. We have some transactions related in AP model, like in AP and AR
Yeah.
respectively.
Yes.
So will and also the accounting and all will covered in the GL side.
Yes.
So just so I think it should be covered like what we have done in R12. So
Okay.
as compared to that
You know,
APAR
your
in
name?
GL.
Your name, please? Ashish.
Hello. Yeah, Ashish sir.
Yeah, Ashish, see, if I have to show you till GL, what I have to do is I should configure AP and again AR and again I have to configure
Mm-hmm.
GL, right? So, uh, so what I can do is instead of that, I can show you O2C and P2P with the existing configurations. Complete posting invoice entries to the GL and then payment entries to the GL. I'll show you from the existing
Okay.
configurations. That flow I can show.
Okay. Okay.
But with our configurations, if you ask me to show, then again I have to configure receivables and payables and general.
No, no. See, actually, as an interview perspective point of view, we had like in R12 we had a 4C concept, right? Chat of account, currency, calendar, and that conversion part. So that was covered on my last training on when I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
doing
See,
the
see, that
R12
is
training.
that you are talking about enterprise structure. You're talking about enterprise
Yes.
structure. Okay, nothing but
Yes.
multi structure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
create from the starting entity. Nothing but I'll create from the business group in your in EBS terminology. But we call is enterprise. Okay, and we'll
Okay.
create our own business group, our own ledger, our own legal entity, and in our own ledger I'll create our own forces. Nothing but currency, calendar, chart of account.
So
SLA.
that multi-org structure also you will cover
Yes,
along
yes,
with in
of
this.
course. Our configurations, if I'm going to cover the course on top of our configurations, means I should cover right.
Yes, sure.
We'll be
Okay.
defining enterprise structure, our own configuration, everything. I don't touch the
Mm-hmm.
existing configuration, everything, our enterprise structure, our setups. On top of our setups, our configurations, I'll show you the transactions.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
also, I'll
Krishna.
cover the accounting impact also. I'll also cover the accounting impact. At
Yeah,
receiving,
please.
what are the accounts that will be? I have the design PPTs also. I can also show.
Krishna, sorry to interrupt you. Krishna, your approach is correct, but what I'm saying is the setup and all those things. If you have, you can share with us so that when you go and then when you're doing a setup, also we can
Yeah,
uh,
correct, correct. You are very correct.
Yes,
because
yes, of
see
course.
if you practice also no what I'm saying, Krishna, yes, your approach is correct, but you're doing a multi-org also. Say when you give me an instance also, then probably I need to practice and say okay, this setup, then only probably an error would be coming, and
Yes.
then probably we can discuss. So that's one of the suggestion. If anybody has any other suggestions also, please come
Yes,
forward, because what I feel
I'll
is we
share you
need to
the
have the
material.
setups here.
I'll share you the material.
Hmm.
That material, let me show you that material also. I'll share you the material. This material is having a step-by-step navigation, screenshot definitions. With using this, you can actually create your project. Look at here. This is where we create a user account.
So are you going to
Yes,
share
of
us
course,
this
I have to.
documents?
I'll share the videos. I'll share the documentation, everything. That I'll cover in the end of the slides. This is where you create.
Okay, okay.
This is where you create a project. And if you come down, this is where we create our own currencies. The navigation screen. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Krishna. This will be great actually.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Because
That
I've
will be
seen the
great.
training in Oracle also. I mean, it was not very interactive. I've seen the Oracle training itself.
Okay.
So this is interactive. Yeah, guys, you can really do setups and all.
Yeah, yes. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yes, yes.
We can
Definitely.
we
Thanks.
can do our own configurations here actually. Okay.
Sure.
And
Okay.
on top of the configurations, we can perform transactions. Suppose if I go at the end of the document, I'll show you the transactions also.
So, Krishna, one more thing. So, in
Coming
this
to
part, some of the HRMS part also will be covered.
no, HRMS is not covering.
No,
We
like
can
creating
cover approval.
employee person, like
Yes,
possibility.
yes, we have to because I have to show approvals means I should create a job, I should create a position, I should create an
Yeah.
employee. That
So
I
that will be created in HRMS. That in HRMS that what we used to do earlier in
the process of
R12.
creating an employee job is we can create from
Yes, yes,
other
yes.
place also, not only from his
Okay, okay,
from other place also.
okay.
Look at here. This is the explanation and how you create a requisitions. Look at here. I'm showing an icon. Using this document, you can
Mhm.
do the configurations, and on top of the configurations, you can do the transaction. I'm sorry, you can do the transactions also.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure. Okay.
And I'll also cover SLA also. I'll show you SLA And this is the slide which I'll cover SLA, and also I'll cover tab. Tab is nothing but tab is used to generate the distribution accounts in Fusion applications onto the purchase order. In purchase order, we have distribution accounts like accrual account, variance account, and charge account, right? That we have to generate from the tab setup.
Yes.
Transaction accounting builder. I'll also cover this, and I'll cover SLA, and also I'll cover receipt accounting part also with the entries that will generate. Okay, and I would say coming to the accounting, receipt accounting, there is no difference in EBS. Look at here. Once you receive the material, receiving inspection account is debited, and your accrual account is credited. It's the same actually, but anyway, I'll explain you whether it is same or whether it is different from EBS to Fusion. I'll explain you by using these slides. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, Kishan. Good.
And then apart from this, as a functional consultant, yeah, I think someone has asked where this will cover. Okay, functional setup manager also I'll cover. From the functional setup manager, we are going to do import and export configuration features also. Nothing but we can import and export configurations from one instance to other instance, one instance to other instance. You don't need to reconfigure again in another instance. We can use the import and export features to move the configurations. Okay, that I'll cover. Okay, functional setup manager I'm going to cover, and also I'm going to cover FBDI, file-based data loader. File-based data loader. Nothing but using Excel spreadsheets. Using Excel spreadsheets. Yeah.
Krishna, sorry. See, you were saying import and export configuration. See, even the custom. See, I don't think so. There's much of the custom. We can't do much of customization in cloud.
Yes.
Is that correct? Right.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is import export. You'll only standard like how we do the standard. Only the standard functionality you will copy, or what is that it get configured here?
We can also whatever the custom report that we have built, that also we can import and export.
Okay.
Custom reports also. I have a document on this also for import and export. And I'll explain you in the class also how we can import from one instance to other instance. Okay, and I'll share you the documentation. Not only the standard configuration, we can also copy our custom reports or any custom code that we have built that we can move to the other configuration, other instance. Okay, and then FBDA, file-based data loader. This is a really very good feature. Nothing but suppose if you wanted to load customers, suppliers, or items, or purchase orders or purchase agreements from a spreadsheet, you can load. From a spreadsheet, you can load into the Fusion applications. From an Excel spreadsheet, we can load with minimal setups. Nothing but I think 4 or 5 steps are there. With 4 or 5 steps, we can actually do the file-based data loader. Okay, we can load the data.
Krishna, is it similar like how we load the data loader? Is that similar, or is there anything? This is
no. We are not going to use any tool here. We'll just fill the data in the Excel spreadsheet given by Oracle. Oracle has given the standard spreadsheets to import to upload supplier data, customer data. Like that, there are a couple of spreadsheets are there. We have to download the spreadsheet from Oracle side. We have to fill the data, and by running and then after the data is filled into the sheet, we have to save that sheet into our application server. Once we saved that into our application server, then we have to call upload program, and then later we have to run interface job. Then data will be moved to the interface table, and later we have to call the respective import suppliers or import customers or import requisitions or import purchase orders. That API programs we have to run. Then those programs will take the data from the interface tables and they'll push the data to the base tables.
Okay. Do you have any standard APIs, or do people use EBS APIs, or what is that APIs they use for Fusion?
The standard it's almost similar to the EBS only. Almost similar.
Okay, Krishna, thank you. Yeah.
And then OTBI, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence. Nothing but as of now, the reporting is taken care by the technical consultant. Even in our Fusion projects, also the reporting is taken care by a technical consultant. But maybe down the line, we might need to build small reports down the line as a functional consultant. Okay, I'll also cover how we can build a report from the BI publisher dashboard. I'll also cover that. building sample reports. Okay, and later we can explore that, and we can also build complex reports if you are very good at the SQL coding. Okay, and even the SQL coding is not that much required. You just need to have how we can map the integration between all the couple of tables. If you know that map, that common column between the tables, then we can easily write the joins and we can build a report. Okay, being a functional consultant. And also I'll cover how we connect to the database. We no need to use SQL loader or data loader. Sorry, Toad or SQL developer to connect to the database. From the application itself, we can directly connect to the database. I'll cover the tables also, and I'll cover the reports also from each and every module, from inventory, order management, and purchasing. I'll cover reports and tables. Okay. And as I said, import and export configuration features also I'll cover. And then I'll also cover an implementation methodology that we use for cloud implementation projects, and along with the documentation that we need to prepare as a functional consultant. That also I'll cover. And also, while explaining the cloud implementation methodology, I'll also cover what are the phases that we have to follow, like requirement gathering and then analysis phase and all development phase. What kind of phases that we follow under the cloud methodology at each and every phase, what kind of documents that we actually prepare and we submit to the client sign off, that I'll cover in the implementation methodology. Okay. Any questions in this slide? Okay. And this is a sample homepage, how a Fusion application look like. This is a sample homepage. This is the dashboard. This is the dashboard. Okay. And based on the role access that we have, we'll get these icons. Okay. Nothing but I told you a role called warehouse operations. If this user, there is a user called Casey Brown. If this user is having a role called warehouse operations, then this user can see warehouse operations icon in his homepage, nothing but in his dashboard. So that from here, this user can perform by selecting here. If you click on here, you will see subfolders under this. These are actually called as springboard icons. These are actually called as springboard icons. Okay. And this, for your understanding, I'm actually calling it as icons, but technically these are called as springboard icons. There is a springboard icon you can see. It is a warehouse operations. If you click on the springboard icon, you can see the subfolders. Nothing but what you wanted to do from the warehouse operation, what you wanted to receive, or you wanted to do inventory transactions, or you want to do cycle counting, or you want to do physical counting, what you want to do, that you will see from this by selecting the springboard icon. Okay. And this will actually apply based on the role that we give to the user. Okay. So normally these kind of transactions will be performed by the business user. So that's why we assign roles to the business users. We should need to understand the difference between implementation user and business user. Implementation users are nothing but we are the implementation users. We just implement the project. We're just going to configure the project. We're going to do the setups. An implementation user is going to set up the project and will do the configurations of the project. Okay. Whereas the business user is going to use those configurations to perform the business transactions. Okay. And I'll create implementation user. I'll create business user. I'll show you the exact differences between implementation user to the business user. Okay. Any questions? And then how this is benefited to the client. Okay, I'm not saying that Fusion is benefited to every client. And if you talk about some of the big clients like GE and all, they have when they have many customizations, and when they don't want to keep their data within the cloud, then obviously they don't come to the Fusion applications. But I would say the Fusion applications is very encouraging for the small companies and mid-sized companies. Because see, as an example, let me tell you, $600 per user for financial offering, $600 per user, nothing but 40,000 per one user. And suppose let's take in EBS. I'm not sure about the cost of the EBS, but if you take EBS, not only buying a license, you have to buy a hardware and all. You have to maintain the premises. You have to keep the backup power supply. You should maintain your DBA team and all, which is cost effective, which is very tough for the small companies. Okay, but because of the subscription model, they just pay $600 to the Oracle for one user. For one user, $600. That's it. And even yesterday, when I'm actually doing one sales, I also come to know that Oracle is giving me much discounts. Even you not believe, Oracle is also offering 50% discount, 50% discount on the price that they actually quote. Okay, so Oracle is really encouraging the clients to come to the Fusion applications, and also even the sales team. We're actually involving in the sales of the Oracle EBS. For sales team, Oracle is stopped paying the commission also. They're not paying commissions to the EBS sales. They started paying commissions to the Fusion sales only. If you do a EBS sales, you don't get commission. Okay. And coming to the, let's talk about the very good features of Fusion applications. It's a very attractive UI, because everything it will visible in the home page itself. Once you log in it, everything visible. Look at here. If you log in here, everything is visible here. Any kind of transaction you can do it from here by clicking on here. Everything is visible. You don't need to switch to that responsibility or to this responsibility. Okay. So that's why, and also these kind of web pages we can access from even from a mobile device also, can be accessed from mobile device also. Okay, and also for communication, Oracle has allowed us to create a professional networking page. You should understand the difference between social networking and professional networking. Okay, the social networking is nothing but your personal FB profile or personal Twitter profile, which you are using to communicate with your friends or your families or your relatives. Okay, but professional networking page we can create. Look at here, the professional networking page. Give me a second, please. Professional networking page, which is created by the employees in the company to communicate within their team. You can create a groups here. You can create. Look at here. This is a professional networking page created to the employee. Okay. Look at here. How many we are following? We are following, and what are the conversations and all. Look at here. It is okay. This is professional networking page. You can also create a groups also here. Nothing but procurement team, warehouse team, or approval team. Okay, or finance team. That kind of team also we can create and we can interact. You no need to send the communication through emails. You can also maintain that communication within the application itself. That is also one of the really good features. In case of EBS, that is not possible. You have to maintain the communication in the mail only, either Outlook or any other mail server engine. Okay. And then easy adaptability with less user trainings. Okay, suppose if you're having this kind of UI, it's very simple for the users to understand. So the adaptability will become increased. It is increased. Okay, users can easily adapt to this application to use. Okay, if you take Middle East projects, it's very tough to go through the UAT, user sign off, because users are comfortable with their existing applications, their third-party systems. If the training itself, it will take a lot of time for EBS projects in Middle East countries. The users say, no, we are not comfortable with this. I have to move there and I have to move here. What is this forms and all? It's not user friendly. Let's take an example. Suppose if I ask you to order something from Flipkart, do I need to provide any training to you? No. You can simply click on Flipkart and you can simply order. That is user friendly. But in EBS, definitely you need a training to create an order, to place an order. Okay, so that kind of training is not really that much needed like we do in EBS. Okay, the adaptability really good. And then report capabilities are there. Reporting capabilities, nothing but live analyticals are also possible. Nothing but in your own home page itself, in your own dashboard itself, you have a live analyticals either on the bottom of the page or either on the side of the page. You can see how many orders are pending for approval, how many orders are pending for received. That kind, not only that live analyticals, even from the financial side, there are a lot of reports are there which business can take the decision. But normally, to run the reports, we should go to some place and we have to run the report. But in Fusion applications, in the dashboard itself, we can see some couple of reports and live analyticals. Okay, and also easy to start and then do the implementation for to the quick implementation. Okay, because see, in case of EBS, the major problem with EBS is, suppose we generally determine the volume of the project or nothing but the duration of the project based on the modules in scope, and based on the countries that we implement. Either we implement only to US, how many sites are there in US, how many plants are there in US, whether we implement to Middle East, how many plants are there in Middle East or UK or Europe. Okay, based on the modules and based on the number of plants the client is having, and also most importantly the number of operating units. Suppose if the client is having single operating units, very simple to complete the project. If the client is having 2 operating units, then our efforts are doubled. If the client is having 10 operating units, then our efforts are 10 times. Nothing but in EBS, most of the configurations are controlled at operating unit level. Okay, nothing but if you are doing a configuration which is similar in A operating unit, the same configuration we have to do it in the B operating units also. If it is similar also, we have to repeat that in B operating unit. That is nothing but the roller project. What is meant by roller project? We are rolling all the configurations from one operating or one inventory or to the other inventory organizations or other operating units. We are repeating the same configurations. We are rolling out what is here, and we are keeping same there in the other units. But which can be avoided in Fusion applications. We can do single time configuration like payment terms or anything, or most of the configurations. We can do configuration one time, and we can map that configuration to the operating units if it is same. If the configuration is same to the 10 operating units, then one time we have to configure and we have to map to the 10 operating units using a concept called reference data set. And we don't call operating unit in Fusion applications, we call here business unit. Okay, and they'll take another 10 minutes. I'll close the session in 10:15, and the 10 minutes I'll take. Please bear with me. Okay. And with that, we are avoiding duplicating our efforts. So obviously, time will come down and cost will come down, and the project also can be finished within 3 months or 4 months of time. Okay, and let's take a realistic example. Suppose if you are planning to buy a flat. Suppose let's take you visited 2 places. You visited the 2 apartments. One apartment saying that it's going to complete in 1 year, and another apartment says that it's going to complete in 3 months. So which one you prefer? You prefer the apartment or flat which is going to complete in 3 months. You don't. After investing the amount, you have to wait for 1 year time to utilize that premises. In similar way, in EBS also, after starting investing by the client, the client has to wait for a minimum 8 months of time or 1 year of time to use the product. And as of now, the client has to invest on the third-party systems, and the client has to invest on the ERP implementation also. And then later again, for 2 months or 3 months of time, the client will struggle to use the application. And if the client is asking for any question, then if the client creates a support ticket, we'll bill the client. Okay. And I would say in Fusion applications, when you compare with the EBS projects, if the project that can complete in EBS for 1 year, that can complete in Fusion applications in 4 months. In 4 months, including everything, development, testing, and UAT, and then live, everything we can complete. Okay, so that is the, I would say, 60 to 70% of the time we are saving with the Fusion implementation. Okay, and if the client is having a single business unit and the client want to implement only procurement suite, I can complete the implementation in 45 days of time. 45 days of time, or 1 or 2 business. Let's take 2 business units are there, 2 operators are there. Only procurement if the client want to implement. I can enroll as a single resource. I can complete within 45 days. And coming to the integration, since we are also into PaaS middleware is ours only. That's why we have built a coexistence model to integrate with other Oracle products. Using a coexistence model. Okay, it's a easy integration with the other Oracle. Nothing but suppose you are in EBS. Some models you are using in EBS, but some models you want to implement Fusion. Of course, you can implement. all the integration is available. You have to just establish it, like to the PeopleSoft, like to the JD Edwards. For Oracle products, already integrations are available. With the coexistent model, we can integrate that. Okay. As I said, data migration is really simple in FBDI, file-based data loader. Data loading into the application. Data migration. Okay. Suppose if the client is in any third-party system, client is moving to Fusion applications, we can use FBDI to move the data from that to Fusion applications. Okay. And this is a slide which talk about the trusted customers as of now, and why we should go for tech lead site and why not other institutes. Okay. The major result of this institute is the trainers who are actually teaching here, they're all real-time employees. It's not a theoretical knowledge they are sharing with you, the practical knowledge they are sharing with you, not only the theoretical knowledge. Okay. And the single registration has access to multiple batches. You can actually register one time, and you can also complete your course in that batch. And if you wanted to again refresh, you can also again start coming to another batch, also start attending to another batch. We don't stop you to in your learning. We don't stop you. You can access multiple batches. Okay. And always we take the training on the latest release. Right now, I'm going to take the training on the R13 version itself. Okay. And also you will have access to the videos from our website. We'll give our website login. From our website we can actually access the training videos, because since we are working in multiple projects, sometimes our work is very hectic, and that day we're not able to attend the session, but still you can watch the recording in our website. Okay. And as I said, as I explained, we have a training material which is well prepared. Using the training material, you can do your project by sitting at home also without any of our help. Okay. And also, if you need any help, you can also email us, and I'm available in my email ID. And I always frequently check my emails in my mobile, and I can respond to that your practice doubts or questions anytime. Okay. And we have actually started a forum also. You can actually share your questions in the forum, because see, you don't get much knowledge from the support link or Google. Suppose if you type something in EBS, if you ask something, any question or any issue related to EBS, if you type in Google, you'll get multiple blocks, and that issue might be faced by some other else in earlier, and they have given already the solution. You can follow it simply. But in Fusion, it's not like that. It's our experience that we have to share with the others. You don't have a blocks, and even the support link is also not having everything. So it is the knowledge that we have to share within ourselves. Suppose I'm actually going through 2 tough issues from past 1 week. While creating the sales order, I'm unable to select my warehouse. Okay. Google is not helping me, and support link is not helping me, and no one in my network knows order management. So I can't help. I'm just sitting every day 4 hours on that issue from past 1 week. Okay. And I cannot create a support ticket since that issue is coming in my classes. Okay. And then we are actually available for your support from the website. You can also chat with us, and we are also available in the Skype, and we are also available in the WhatsApp also. Okay. And that's it about our institute, and these are the courses that we are offering. We are into EBS trainings and cloud trainings as well. We are into HCM financials and SCM, CRM, and we are into PPM training. And in the next month, we are planning to start manufacturing training also, and also planning center training also. From next month, we are starting discrete manufacturing and planning center training as well. Okay.
So Krishna, Krishna, sorry to interrupt you. So you will provide for each session, you will provide a video to our personal mail ID also, or share with Google Drive, something like that.
Let me answer your questions one by one. Okay. Any other technical questions you have related to this slide before I start the recording?
Yeah, Krishna, Fusion on-premise is available or only on the cloud?
It's available in the previous releases, but not in the current release. Okay.
Only we can access from cloud.
Yeah, let me answer your question like this. So look at here. These are the versions. If you take R9, if you take R9,
Okay.
here, R9 on-premise is there, and R12 on-premise is also there. Okay, but whereas R13, we don't have on-premise.
Okay.
We don't have on-premise R13. If you have to go for on-premise, you should go to the R12. But
Old versions.
yeah. But to come up, see, right now, the biggest challenge for the Fusion sales is, the first challenge is the cloud. The companies, the financial companies, or any companies which they feel their data is really secure, if they don't want to lose their data at any circumstances, they don't come to the cloud. That is the biggest challenge. Okay, to mitigate that, Oracle is coming up with a concept called cloud to the customer. Cloud to the customer. Okay, this is a concept which is coming by the Oracle. Okay, nothing but the Oracle is going to install the Oracle hardware within the customer network firewall. Within the customer network firewall. Okay, the hardware will be provided by Oracle and maintenance will be taken care by Oracle, but the security you have to take care of it. Okay. So that is in the roadmap, which is not available. That is in the roadmap. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more thing regarding subscriptions we take for the each module wise, right?
Yes, yes. I have.
Suppose if I go for as a client, if I go for only procurement, the charge is different, and if I take 2-3 modules together, the charges will vary, right?
This is the price list which I took in 2017, last year. This is a price list, June 1, 2017. Let me tell you the pricing part, Fusion applications. And if you look at here, okay, this is how the pricing. You have to take for let's take our modules. Okay, for procurement contracts. Okay, we have to take minimum 5 users. Okay, and this is the license cost, and this is the support cost for 5 users. For module wise, you can take, like, you can take purchasing. You can alone take purchasing also. You can alone take self-service procurement also. Understand? And in financials, you can also take. Look at here. Where is this? If you don't want to use advanced collections, don't take that. And FAH, don't take that, Fusion Accounting Hub. And if you don't want to use FRS, Fusion Reporting Center, don't take that. Just take Fusion Financial. Yeah. Okay. So model wise also you
licenses. Yeah, first time when we take application, that time is enough, or every year we need to pay the license?
you have to pay for every year.
Every year. Okay. Thank you.
And also one more point, nobody, most of us don't know that if you are into EBS without any license cost, you can migrate to Fusion without any license cost. If you're already having a license in EBS. Okay. Any other question?
Krishna, one more thing regarding certification, is it useful to take?
Yes, every consultant should do that certification. It's mandatory in Fusion applications. In EBS, it's not mandatory, but in Fusion, it's mandatory. Each and every company should have minimum number of certified consultant on financials, not only on financials, module wise, AP specialist, AR specialist, procurement implementation specialist. Like that, every company should have minimum certification to be done from the Oracle. Then only Oracle is going to consider that company as a strategic partner for the cloud.
Okay. And how it is it, I mean, we get any help from your side? I mean, how to prepare for the certification?
Yeah, general question I'll tell you at the end of the session after stopping the recording.
Yeah. Okay.
Any technical questions you can ask me. The session is recording actually. Okay, let me stop the recording. I think you're good, right, with the technical questions? Yeah. Let me stop the recording and I'll take your common questions.